Dirks Bentley.
Oh, I love Dirks.
Okay. Nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Loves his band.
What a fun career setup that you get to, you're incentivized to play with your buddies all the time.
With your buddies.
And what the next phase of art, what I believe is what Dirks is doing is what is undomesticated art, right? It's art that is living its personality type to the fucking edge. Because if art can be there, if your personality can be there, what happens is society is like watching that and they're starving to watch other people live their life to the edge. Because we all starve in today's society to be famous, to be special, to be whatever, right? To feel special. And so we watch people do things extreme because it makes us feel like we have permission to do the same thing. Yeah. And so we long for that. We long for that like feeling of being special.
Dude, keep cooking. I feel like things are just coming together with this podcast. Like I think that we're kind of getting to an exciting spot. And one thing that I'm preparing to upgrade are these chairs. I love these chairs, by the way. But they create a little bit more of a slouch than I like. And I found a company called nologo.com. And you can order these, like the most expensive furniture in the world. And you can go directly to the company in China that makes them and get it for a fraction. In my art gallery, I just ordered this couch that's probably $25,000 and I got it for under $4,000. And then they add some with shipping and it's still a steal. And I'm so happy with it. It's one of the best purchases I've ever made. And so now I'm like, what is like my dream furniture? Do I want Eames chairs? What is my dream furniture? And it's just nice to be leveling up. It's nice to be leveling up. So that's one way I'm going to do it. nologo.com. Painful Lessons Podcast. I'm Tyler Ramsey. We own mistakes. I just love laughing, specifically giggling at anything that has caused a tremendous amount of pain for somebody, but then they've overcome that pain. And then they're like, yeah, I have this new attitude about it. And I kind of like laughing about the situation. That to me provides the best flavor of laughter. And that's why I started this podcast. And today I have a guest, and his name is TK McKamy. Fantastic.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. Hey, we've met before, but we also met at the most bitchin' wedding.
It's the best weekend of my life.
Ever.
Of my adult, of the last few years, most certainly.
Let's be like wedding influencers. I want to walk down this. Okay, so our friend Paige Mycosky and her incredible bride Jess, who is now Jessica Mycosky, they had the most out of control,
unbelievable
wedding. And we should say that Paige, on her own, started Aviator Nation.
Correct.
She
incredible woman.
Is one of the most creative people I know. The coolest. Also, you can't, like, if someone is going to make it through hard work and then make a bunch of choices with the ridiculous amount of money that they make, she is living the dream.
She is one of the hardest working creatives I think I've ever experienced, and the most driven woman I've ever met, for sure. So inspiring, her story. She met my wife. I don't know if you've ever heard this story.
Your wife was...
So my wife was the first ever face of Aviator Nation.
Yeah.
And the story that I, at least, translate to is that she showed up, asked my wife, can I please take pictures of you with my product, my sweatpants? Yeah. And she showed up with a trash bag full of sweatpants that she had sewn herself and her mother. And they did their first ever photo shoot somewhere in Venice and Santa Monica. And that transitioned into a narrative that they built for 10 years around this beautiful California brand that was about joy, that was about color, that was about just like manifestation of beauty and life and joy. I feel like is what Aviator Nation has represented from my perspective. And to see... Totally. And my wife is that person. Like, she looks like that.
She's
like
the California girl.
She is a pure California ray of sunshine, dude. I always say that, as a Southern guy, I came to California to get my California gold, and then I got out and went to the hills again.
You scored.
Yeah.
You scored. The Paige, I think, is she was, it's the craziest thing ever. She was crashing on my couch for a long time and had
before Aviator Nation.
And at one point, she even worked. I used to work in reality TV, and she even worked for me. She was like PA or something. And
what'd you do in reality TV?
I used to cast reality TV shows, cast and produce reality TV shows, big shows, Fear Factor, Survivor. Okay. My big.
Oh, so you're the one,
Joe Millionaire.
So that's the connection for the Survivor with them.
Yeah, my wife was on Survivor.
That's cool.
Paige and her brother Blake were on Aviator or on Amazing Race.
Oh, that's what I meant. Amazing Race.
And then they came out here, but Paige was like a drifter. She was so talented, and you could tell she was frustrated because she clearly had so much talent, but hadn't chosen a direction yet. And then I feel like one day she just like got pissed and just started sewing stuff. And everything that she and her mom was helping her at the time, everything that she touched in this moment, like, was just gold.
Was she, you're saying she was pissed in that moment? You think she
was like, just like, you could tell she was just really frustrated because she was exploding with talent, exploding with creativity.
But isn't that the creative process?
Figured out exactly where to channel it. Mm-hmm. She was doing photography. She was doing other things. Yeah, I mean, that is the creative process.
It's that cringy space that you have to fight through to find your own voice in whatever that medium is, right?
You have to get through the cringe. You have to get through the cringe. We were talking about this earlier. The cringe phase, by the way, you're a director.
Yeah.
I should just create a context. You're a director. Mm-hmm. You live in Nashville. You do a bunch of cool stuff, make commercials and music videos and movies.
That's right.
So there's the cringiest of all things is when you're a screenwriter, though, because you have a product that it will take at best someone 2 hours to read.
Oh, to read, yeah.
So like in best case scenario, you kind of I moved out to LA to be a screenwriter, and I couldn't handle the cringe phase of. I found myself like having a conversation with someone, let's say we're talking about a supermarket, and I go, oh yeah, that reminds me of how a character in a movie I'm writing would go to the store. And they go, what? I go, do you want to read my screenplay? And I just, and it was such a painful thing. And I knew that I was doing it, and it was becoming part of my personality. And I still, even talking about it now, it's like the cringe. But this podcast has a cringe. It's like, I feel like Jerry and I are just getting past the phase of putting something out and having like 7 viewers. Yeah. And I'm real excited. Jerry, I don't know if you know this. We had a short, it went up to like 3 million views. Do you know that?
No. What?
3 million views. 3 million views. And then we've had a couple of real successful things lately. I'm very excited about it. And yeah. But you never know. And then we've also had episodes that are like my favorite episodes, and they'll get like a couple hundred views. Mm-hmm. So we're still figuring it out. But I'm feeling that we're out of a cringe stage, which you have to do. But dude, that wedding was the sickest wedding I've ever been
Unbelievable. To. It was by far the most fun, extravagant weekend that I think I've ever experienced. And they threw the most incredible party. It's hard to describe to people in language what that whole weekend felt like, you know?
2 women with incredibly high standards got married. High standards.
The highest.
Massive amounts of creative input.
That. Highest standards in experiential value. Meaning like they want to throw a party that somebody would experience in a way that felt all of their range of human emotion, with the exception of grief.
And they have the experience of doing that in the past. They've thrown parties and parties and parties and parties, and also no budget that I was aware of.
Yeah.
And it was in the sickest place, one and only Mandarina in Mexico.
Cut to some reels.
It's like, oh, we will. It's like maybe one of the nicest hotels in the whole world.
Yeah.
And who was playing? Rufus Du Sol was playing. And then there's another guy that was like really incredible.
I gotta say, the girl the song of the weekend. This is the best part. This is the best part. I was in a pool in Nashville, Tennessee a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah.
And my wife was wearing a hat that she got airbrushed at that wedding.
Yeah.
And we were sitting next to this girl, and this girl leans over and she was like, you know, I gotta ask, like, that hat, is that an Aviator Nation hat? And sure enough, this girl was at the wedding.
Oh, no way.
Just randomly in Nashville. And we were like, no way, you know Paige? She goes, no, I don't know Paige, but she knew my song. And I was like, wait a minute, what song? And she was like, this is about, my wife and I looked at each other. We were like, this is the girl. And I was like pulling up clips on my phone of her singing on, when they're on the peninsula. They built a stage on a peninsula because it wasn't there before, and a runway and all the things that they built for this wedding over top of the ocean. Oh my gosh. I kept filming during the wedding in slow-mo, the waves coming over, because I was waiting for just a rogue wave to come through.
I got hit by a wave at one point. So their runway, Jerry, they built like a massive runway
over a jetty or whatever that's called.
Out in this like area where like waves were crashing, and then they had like 30 violinists dressed up as like angels, sort of.
I could have sworn they were models.
They played.
They were so beautiful.
Yeah,
that I was like, these ladies aren't real.
Violinists.
They were super beautiful.
Yeah,
there were like 30 of them. And I was like, no way they're real. They're all spread out. I'm thinking production wise, I'm like, all right, are they all remoted in right now? And I like leaned into one of them as I was passing, and I saw her belt pack. And then I was listening to her actually rip. And I was like, she's actually, sure enough, they were all real.
Yeah. Yes.
Where do you find 30 stunning violinists for a wedding in Mexico? They certainly weren't, in BFE Mexico.
And then they also had like big entrances for everything.
Yeah.
And they both rode in on a jet ski. Like
not the wedding part, but one of the days. Yeah.
Yeah. For one of the days, they both rode in on a jet ski. And
every event had an entrance.
Oh, is this? And so it's the sickest hotel, one of the sickest hotels in the whole world in this like incredible spot in Mexico. It's like on the ocean, backed up against the jungle. Oh my God, it was so amazing. No, it's not Cabo. It
was Puerto Vallarta, but it was like an hour north. So think about all the production of staging, building 35 for whatever 40-foot long by 15-foot high LED boards on a beach, an hour north of a city in Mexico, down a cliff. Production wise, my mind is just running of being like, dude, who put this together?
Who put this together?
That took
every single thing looked like it created an army. Then they had this massive fireworks thing. Then they had a cake that was the size of like.
It was like a 6-foot tiger.
If we were standing next to each other, it would be the size of both of us standing next to each other. And it was like this awesome tiger. I mean, the whole thing was incredible. And so Rufus Du Sol was I think was the biggest act.
Yeah.
And then hey, Jerry, will you look up whoever sings a song called Cola? There's a song called Cola, because that guy was incredible. She knows what to do with the fruits of success.
Yeah.
She has the coolest houses, and all like for her birthday, she had like Diplo come play
in Austin.
Here?
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had for that.
Dude, I think Diplo is another guy that has somehow carved out like what the good life should be. I've only met him. I've met him a few times, and he's delightful. But I also follow him, and it just seems like he has more and more fun every day. Wait. So you live in Nashville?
Yep.
I have a muse creatively. I have a muse in Nashville.
Oh, me? Thank you. A hair muse.
This is the song. Okay, turn it off before we have to pay for it or something. I can't remember the name, but there's like another killer DJ is what I was looking for. The song's called Cola. Okay, so in Nashville, I have a friend who I think you know him, Dirks Bentley.
Oh, I love Dirks.
Okay, nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
But there's like creatively, I have like a muse that he's responsible for. So he has been touring, right? Mm-hmm. And I would think even under the best conditions, it could turn into a real grind, touring.
Oh yeah.
So he clearly has done one thing, which he seems like he just loves his band.
Yeah.
Like and they just have a great time together. He loves them. Ben, I could go it's just the coolest cats around, and he has a ball. Oh, and he had
what a fun career setup that you get to. You're incentivized to play with your buddies all the time.
With your buddies, of course.
And community.
You know what? He has a good guitar player that he had a nanny, and they were looking for a guitar player, and his nanny was like, "Hey, my husband plays guitar," and they were like, "I roll."
Of course.
We're actually looking for one of the best. What we're searching for is the best guitar player in the world. Odds are. Anyway, we'd love to. The guy came in and crushed and he's like their guitar.
Crushed the audition. That's awesome.
So okay. So he has started a side band. Called Hot Country Nights. Mm-hmm. You know it?
Oh yeah.
It's
so fun.
Everyone in the band dresses up in this goofy
late 80s,
90s, like goofball.
It's like bowling ring neon type of feeling, you know?
Yes, bowling ring neon.
Yeah.
Like blades. And
it's an alt personality that he gets to drop into. It's fantastic.
And you can tell it adds so much energy to the show.
Yeah.
So at the end of their show, they do a performance with Hot Country Nights, and it's like better than
the
any encore you could ever hope for.
So you haven't been to a show.
And they get into a fight with each other, and they yell at each other.
Yeah.
And there's like dick jokes galore.
Yeah.
And then he just had, I forget the name of this, the dude, but
Zach Top.
He's found his like long lost son. Yeah.
Zach Top.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite new artists right now.
Dude, he's good.
Incredible.
He is so good.
Yeah, he's incredible. The way he hangs a stag out the side of his mouth while he sings.
The last time I saw Dirks touring, his opening act was Parker McCollum, and then that guy like exploded.
Yeah, Parker's huge now.
Exploded, but Zach Top is killer.
I think Zach Top is the future of country music. I love Zach Top.
Well, he's like young and cool, and he sings as if he's 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely has that old soul about him. What's his name in Dirks's band? What's Dirks's name?
Dirks's name is Doug Douglason.
Doug. Okay, very similar to Dick Diggler. Dick Diggler. What is that name more? Dirk Diggler. Yeah.
And oh my God, I'll tell you how it has inspired me. It makes me want to like come to my gallery, come here, or in the podcast or something. Be like, how can I have like more fun? Like what? The point is to have fun. How can I make sure that that's the priority, is to keep having fun? That's how Hot Country Nights is my muse.
I love that, man. I think we got too serious as an art form probably in the 2000s or late 2000s, the 2000, like especially up to like 2020, everything got so serious, and to see another public artist embrace an alternate personality in a way that I think is perfect for culture right now. You know, I think that the culture, you look at marketing in the 90s to 2000s, and I believe it was about the perfect Photoshop real life. It was about perfecting the image of who you are and being this perfection piece, right? And then 2008 came, and the industry fell apart, right? And the American dream became impossible. It was that whole American dream perfect lifestyle was built on each other, right? Yeah. Then the American dream falls apart. Disruptionism comes up, right? And disruptionism art form comes in like 2010, 2015, that era, right?
Yeah.
And disruptionism art was angsty about society saying, oh, you can have the American dream, because the American dream was impossible, right? So society was like looking at art and being like, I want what I feel, because I feel that what the corporate world is telling us is a lie. And so they lean into this disruptionism because we're always looking for that alt art piece, right?
Yeah.
And then I think disruptionism art is based on like an antagonistic model, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite brains in the world, a guy named Ryan Mullins, used to work for Adidas. Anyway, he and I had a long talks about this, and one of his perspectives is that disruptionism art is, or disruptionism as a whole is an antagonistic perspective. And no, we don't see ourselves as an antagonist, right? We don't identify as antagonists. So that art form has a shorter shelf life in society. And what the next phase of art, what I believe is what Dirks is doing is what is undomesticated art, right? It's art that is living its personality type to the fucking edge. Because if art can be there, if your personality can be there, what happens is society is like watching that and they're starving to watch other people live their life to the edge of their personality before it becomes disruptionism, right?
Yeah.
Before it becomes an antagonist, because we all starve in today's society to be famous, to be special, to be whatever, right? To feel special. And so we watch people do things extreme because it makes us feel like we have permission to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And so we long for that. We long for that like feeling of being special, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, keep cooking.
I got more on that.
Dude, you also have thoughts about country music. It's like you being from Nashville, and would you say you're a diehard country music fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a diehard as much as I was raised in the South. It just became a part of who I am as a culture.
Yeah.
I think that I've tried to get away from it and it always comes back to me. And I think that country music ultimately is a worship music in a way. And I say that lightheadedly because, people that don't listen to country music say it's tropey, it's trivial, it's dirt roads and tailgates and truck beds and bullshit, right? And this repetitive factor. When I say you're missing the subversive message underneath it all, because if you look at it from a different perspective, I'd say like in worship music, religious music of any type. Yeah. You're seeing a reoccurring mantra of grace and gratitude and grounding and a posture of humility and this connection with God, right? Yeah. And it brings you this worldview. Well, in country music, I think is the same thing, but in a different perspective. It's a resounding reminder of a lifestyle choices that remind you that happiness is obtainable to you. It's as easy as a bonfire and a beer. So let's sing all these songs and create all of these like traditional narratives around a lifestyle that reminds us that the most important things in life are these simple things that are tangible. Right? Yeah. It's hope. It's these reoccurring mantras of things that are tangible for people to feel that grounding, to feel that connection, to feel that happiness and joy and all these things, and a romantic posture of life. There's so many romantic country songs. Oh, of course. Yeah. And I believe it's because you try to recreate this, if you go home and you talk about your spouse, like she's a fucking ball and chain or she's this drag, guess what narrative you're going to live? You're going to live that narrative. You're going to experience that narrative, right? Of course. But if you can sing these songs of a romantic paintbrush of life about your bride, your pride and joy, whatever that is, you start to live that out. And so I think that country music is actually a honing of the soul and a reminder of a value system. I have this buddy that is a country music singer, and he's going through all kinds of stuff with his wife. And I'm just like, I obviously write a song about it. Yeah. You have thought about that, right? Mm. Boy, he sounds like he messed up. And I'm like, dude, it's going to be a banger. If you can just get into it, it's going to be a banger. It's going to be amazing. Country music is, in many ways, like it should be a guest on Painful Lessons. I think that the best songs in country music kind of comes from getting dumped or break up or losing your dog or whatever. There's always that uptick of hope or pride inside of it, even in the depravity of whatever the loss is. Yeah. There's always that backbone of, I will get through it. A country boy can't survive. Country boy can't survive. Do you know Zach Bryan? Yes. You do? Yeah. I love Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan's great. Dude, Pink Skies is the best song. I mean, I think it's his biggest song, and it's kind of... He's had some news lately. Dude. He seems like a... I feel strongly about what he's going through. I think it's complete garbage. Mm. He has a girl
ex-girlfriend, Brianna LaPaglia.
Chicken fry, yeah.
Brianna Chicken Fry. What a jerk. Like,
see, I don't know both sides. I think that
dude, when you break up. You don't need to go on and on telling it was one thing when you would tell your friends, oh, that guy's a narcissist. Most people don't even know what narcissist means, but she's going on and on about him being a narcissist. And I think I don't think, it seems to be a fact that he offered her $12 million just to like shut up after they break up, and she turned it down. And so now he's got to worry about someone just talking crap about him all the time. And dude,
see, that's the thing is if you're, from my perspective though, is if you're offering $12 million to shut somebody up, you probably have a lot of things that you've said and done that require that value point. So for her,
but if he, let's say,
I'm on her side on that coin. I think that if he is offering that, then he fucked up hard. Dude,
listen, if he shook her and beat her or something like that, I would immediately change sides. That I think that would have come out. It sounds like she just wants to moan about him being short and about him having.
You have heard about like all the sexcapades that he was on, right?
Tell me anything that you think.
I'll let you do the research. I don't want to be on camera with saying those things,
dude.
I mean, like fucking a pumpkin in front of his band and
whatever he did. Listen, that seems like a hilarious thing someone drunk would do. Oh my gosh. Well, if I had a friend that all of a sudden started having sex with a pumpkin and he was drunk, I'd be like, funniest thing in the world. I wouldn't. Yeah, it would be like, that's the funniest thing in the world. I don't want to see it, but I could just see. I
want to know the circumstances that got you there.
That's I have a stomach ache. I would be laughing so hard. Are you really doing this? I have a buddy who probably would do that in a heartbeat.
Don't we all?
So if that's the issue, pass. You got to pass on that.
Yeah.
What an insane thing to do, but I've never heard that. Jerry, can you be the voice of AI and just read it to us? What are we looking at?
Luke Bryan. Please don't put Luke Bryan in front of that Google.
Yeah, why is it pointing?
Zach Bryan.
Yeah, Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan. It said something about the Coldplay incident. Dude,
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Dude, first of all, that guy, okay, so let's create a context. Coldplay incident. Everybody's talking about it. It's so fun to talk about. Poor dude goes to a Coldplay concert, and apparently he's a CEO of a big tech company, and he brings his human resource girl and also, or the head of human resources of his company, and also her assistant, who seems like she was in the know about everything. And then he gets caught in the most like compromising. He gets caught hugging on her, but he's like hugging on her boobs basically, and they look so loving. It's an image that he can't deny. And then
it's an image that speaks volumes to the emotional connection that they probably have.
Oh yeah. They've probably been having a
emotional affair
forever. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm thinking in the meetings, and my gosh. And you're going to, oh my gosh. Then that ramps up, and they probably just got to this phase where it's real fun. And they are just like, it's naughty, and oh my gosh, it's even more fun because it's not allowed.
Yeah, it's taboo.
Oh, it's taboo.
Yeah, the taboo kink.
Oh my gosh. My wife and I met when she was a contestant on Survivor, and I was working on the show, and it was not allowed, and it was taboo, and it was very exciting. So it was very exciting.
Let's hear more of that.
Oh my gosh. What was
the taboo thing?
We would slip notes to each other. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Okay. So they're having this taboo thing.
No, no more of that one.
I'll go back to it. But I at least want to finish this point where it's like, so poor homeboy, he's like, gets the camera on him, and then what if they would have just stayed there or act cool, it would never the image would never got out. But they duck out of the frame, and then Chris Martin goes,
fight or flight kicked in, and yeah.
He's got a pretty good. Both of them have a pretty good fight or flight. Because she just covered her. She just covered her face.
And Martin just hit it on the nose just within a second. They're
having an affair, or they are just very shy.
The fact that it's not that he prepared for that.
Oh my gosh, I wonder. He has to feel bad. He's like, poor people. I just ruined I ruined 4 people's lives. Plus the kids.
I imagine that he's probably annoyed by it because it's distracting people from his music. As a musician, I would probably be a little bit annoyed by it. Obviously, the press is good press for him, but like
if you go Coldplay, you get that
exactly everything Coldplay right now. Every concert, it's kind of like something in the air is talking about it. Every event, every sports team is playing a skit with their mascots doing it. It's like it is. It's in the zeitgeist. It's like everywhere.
But do you think it's they have an attitude of all press is good press?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I'm sure there's also an annoyance.
An annoyance.
Yeah, because ultimately you're there to create as an artist. You're there to create.
I've been putting out amazing art forever, and my concerts are over the moon with fancy feelings and all. And that's what they're talking about. Our dumb kiss cam. And those idiots.
I wonder if they stopped doing the kiss cam when the record goes.
Also, homeboy.
I want to know what
that made the decision to cheat. Talk about a painful lesson. His wife is way prettier than the girl.
But did you see her letter?
No, that's fake.
The wife letter? No, I heard his letter was fake, but I think that she released the letter, whether it was real or not.
Yeah. Extremely
well written. I'm terrified of her. She's
basically like, I'm lawyering up. She was at all upset about this because, like, why would I waste a second on this idiot?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ouch. That is the kind of divorce you're terrified of, for sure.
Yeah. He's, hope the best for him.
Dude, only the most badass. I think divorce is so painful, so terrible.
Oh, so terrible.
Awful. And
did you experience a divorce?
No, I haven't.
I got married really young, and I went through one at 26, and it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's a good one.
Yeah,
but the ones that have decent relationships afterwards, that is the closest thing to winning that you can get to. I have some friends, and they have great co-parenting relationships.
Yeah,
it's very sad. I have stepbrothers that, and I have a stepfather, and my stepfather and his ex-wife just never stopped fighting, ever. Their whole lives, never stopped fighting. And it was so bitter.
Yeah.
Mangled the kids. Just
my
kids mangled them.
My wife went through something similar to that.
She did?
Yeah. It's terrible.
So tough.
What time is it, by the way?
Oh, geez. You have plenty of time. Okay. Because you have to leave at 10:15.
Yeah. What time is it?
We have 20 minutes.
Okay, great. Yeah. I have a director ticking clock in my head. It always keeps track. My shot list, back.
Well, you have a director ticking clock. You're like, this is costing this much money, this much money.
Exactly. If I lose this shot, if I got to turn to that one and all that stuff. It's a navigating creativity in that pressure point is always, there's so much beauty that happens in freedom, right? Like creativity inside of free thought, inside of free time, inside of free space is where creativity should live. Sure. Film is this beautiful warfield of decisions and risk and gambling and it's every art medium mixed into one, which is why I love it so much. It's all of them mixed into one.
And camaraderie.
And it's literally like creating a military.
Yeah.
Especially at scale when you're making movies.
I miss the camaraderie of a big set.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the trauma bonding.
I love it.
The trauma bonding is so real on set. I try not to do it, but it's the most common thing on sets for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
I used to work on, music videos. Obviously, you direct music videos.
Hundreds.
I used to work for a show called Making the Video on MTV.
No way. You worked for Making the Video?
I was a director for
the show? That's awesome.
And there were a couple of music videos that were so like hardcore, over the top, like 72-hour shoots.
Yeah.
Like in a row.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Wayne Isham is this famous director, and he would just, Man, that would go balls to the wall.
I came in the industry, I think 10 years late, you know, in the 90s and late 90s into 2000s, man, you know, they were burning $1 million for fun on sets.
I did a music video for Ricky Martin called Shebangs.
You worked on Shebangs?
I was the director for the MTV making
for the behind the scenes stuff
for Shebangs.
So fun.
Man, it was one of the greatest times of my life. It was at the Atlantis Hotel in the Bahamas. And it was like 70 of like the hottest extras in the world that they could find. Whole world.
How old were you at this time?
I was like in my 20s.
Oh my God. Living the dream.
Living the dream. Oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a director for MTV.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, this was a moment where I was like, I did it. I did it. I was like making a ton. Oh my God. I was like living the dream. I also had my alcoholism and drug addiction at the time was at a manageable quantity. And I remember I would wear sunglasses all the time because my eyes were a little big. And I remember being on set a couple of times and be like, this is where it's at. Oh my gosh. I got a little bit of a buzz. Somehow I have to sustain this for 72 hours. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But they would party on the set. That was a lot of cocaine and a lot of Jägermeister is what they would do.
Oof. Quite the mixture.
Cocaine and Jaeger. But man, Ricky Martin, dude, you know, when you work with a superstar, who you worked with Tim McGraw, right?
Yep.
You saw the same thing when he has to turn it on. All of a sudden you're like, oh my God, you just made.
Yeah. Every moment every frame that hit that camera was gold when they turned it on.
When you see a superstar, you're like, oh.
It's so comforting as a director.
Oh, I forgot I'm working with a superstar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anytime I'll like forget. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a huge difference between everyone and a superstar. Yeah. Tim McGraw, that's probably a great, but dude, that guy, what was it? 1884.
Yeah.
Dude,
he's a great actor.
His performance in that, I mean, I love anything Taylor Sheridan does, but his performance in 1884, unbelievable. That's one of the best shows.
So one of my favorite music videos I ever did was a song called May We All with Tim McGraw and Florida Georgia Line. And Tyler's great. Love
Dude,
Tyler.
I know.
Oh, yeah, you're friends with Tyler.
Yeah.
I love Tyler.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. I had a birthday one time and went sailing with the Florida Georgia Line minus Bryan.
BK, yeah.
BK.
And man, for that video, you know, Tim was a mechanic and I wanted to have his arm like, you know, broken for like fake broken. Obviously he's in a cast because he can't race and all this other stuff. But anyway, like he wanted to wear a cast that whole day and wanted to it was a music video, you know, like he can turn it on between shots and turn it off. No, not this guy. He didn't show up like that. He showed up in character, ready to roll, was a devout mechanic that entire day and method acted that whole day. And for me as a director making, I mean, sure, it's a cute music video. It's not like a movie. It's something I'm going to sell, but millions and millions of people will see this. Let's really dive in, you know, and a lot of artists who've had their time in the sun don't have the bandwidth to be on camera in music videos or films, right? Like being a musician is much more comfortable than being an actor. Yeah. Being an actor is a little bit of a curse in my perspective.
Sure.
It's an artist's curse in a way. But anyway, he showed up with such detailed, devout. I just really appreciate who he is as an artist, man. Like that guy gives himself to every day he shows up to, and it shows in his work. It shows in his fame. And I can't wait to work with him again.
Yeah. Stunning wife.
Yeah, she's very talented.
Did you work with her too?
Yeah. No, sorry, I haven't worked with her yet. Cool. I have a slate of country music movies that I'll be making, and one of her songs is "The Way You Love Me" is a song that I want to develop into like a kid series, not kid series, a YA series, a love series, kind of like Walk to Remember, but a streaming series.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're developing a series of movies. about country music.
Yep. I'm developing a slate of country music movies.
You told me this idea.
Yeah, and it's going to be a ton of fun, man. My first one up is going to be Scootin Boogie. So I own the rights to Scootin Boogie, making it into a feature film.
You're kidding me.
With Ronnie Dunn, Brooks and Dunn. And we're going to make a Texas Western dance movie that'll feel like Dirty Dancing meets Roadhouse meets Yellowstone. And it in Fort Worth, Cowtown.
Meets Roadhouse, meets Yellowstone. Oh my God.
It's going to be so much fun. Sex appeal. It's going to be a ton of fun. And then after that, we're going to make Old Red.
Killer.
I know. It's going to be a fantastic. That one's going to be an adventure comedy. Kind of feel like Coen Brothers, cool. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou meets Adam Sandler's early work.
Cool.
I mean, hope. Theo Vaughn. I hope he stars in it someday when we do make that movie. But next up is Scootin Boogie. I'm really excited about it.
Cool project.
It's going to be so much fun, man.
Oh my God. Because you've kind of talked a little bit about this, but that puts it all together in my head. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's great about it too is that, Hollywood is built on IP.
Yeah.
Right. And without having a name or a cultural connection point to a movie, it's hard to get a movie in theaters, let alone get it seen in streaming and yada yada.
Yeah.
Right. And so my model has been, man, the 90s and 2000s music, the classic music is, if you look at the metrics, it's climbing like 4 to 8% every year.
So wild.
Modern music, it peaks at 5 years and then hits a plateau and then it'll start its decline for the most part. But 90s and 2000s IP music is evergreen, especially for our lifetime.
Look at the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere,
crushing it,
dude. Backstreet Boys are killing it right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
so funny, man.
And they're bringing everyone out to their shows, and people are crazy about it. I'm very excited about it.
They're really sweet guys, man. They did in a Florida Georgia Line video, and I got to meet those guys and hang out with them for a few days, and they're really sweet guys, man. I really like Kevin.
Really,
a Kentucky boy.
I know AJ. AJ's cool.
Yeah, AJ's cool.
Oh man, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the best.
Yeah.
Dude, they're having obviously they've had incredible moments, but they're having such a cool ass moment again. And I'm just like, dude, those guys really, really deserve this extra moment because they were so young at the time when they were having their.
And how much money was taken from them back then?
Oh, jeez.
Dude, I'm so
Lou
grateful
Pearlman, what a dick.
For their reclaim of fame. Not even reclaim. It's just their, I don't know, what do you call it? A reprise of their success. I don't know.
Dude, they never went anywhere. It's not like they went away.
No.
They've always been right there, but I know that each of them has done a lot of work on themselves, and you can just tell that they're really grateful, really present, and it's like when artists are really grateful and excited about the experience. This is why I love Dirks, Bentley, and Hot Country Nights. This is exactly the point. It's have as much fun with you. And it's like, dude, I specifically follow AJ because the guy's so fun. And I've met him. He's just a terrific guy.
Yeah.
So
he's got that high vibration, that high frequency.
High vibration.
Yeah. He's really,
dude.
Great.
And he is grateful. And he's really excited about it. And you can tell when he's talking to anyone, it's just, he's gushing about the experience as much as anyone else is.
Yeah.
And
he's looking for the good around him.
Yeah.
It just feels like
looking for the good around him. That's exactly the way of putting it.
Yeah.
Man, way to go, AJ.
Good work, AJ. Yeah,
cool. Dude, it puts me in a great mood thinking of anyone having a good time. I can put that into my work. I can take the joy someone else is having from an experience and I can put that into my work, and I'll carry this conversation with me. I'll carry it with me for parts of the day. And it's and I think it's a super, I'm sure everyone has it, but it's a superpower that I know that I have where people kind of float me a bit, and maybe it's probably part of being an extrovert, but if I know someone's having fun with something and I can think about it for something, it kind of gives me a giggle. Yeah. And I am
man, I'm trying to shut off my judgment brain. It's as a creative, I'm always looking to optimize creativity or optimize something around me. Right. And I'm trying to shut off that. This is this week's thing. I'm trying to shut off that judgment brain and look for the curious and evoke my curious brain to find the good or to find what is great about it and not what is wrong about anything. The stop sign on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Whatever I fucking ask,
great.
Right? You know, like cutting off, especially as a director, it's like, it's like this constant problem solving in the back of your head that is always trying to, and that's what I think about is California, or at least Los Angeles a lot in its whole, is that it's over optimization. I feel like it's like trying to optimize everything, and you get stuck on focusing on the problems that you're trying to fix, and not the gratitude and the gold that's around you, you know, and how much joy or gratitude and what you call it, say it earlier, their happiness or their anyway, just like taking that with you.
Sad. That was so long ago.
It was 2 minutes ago.
Anytime someone's like, "What'd you say earlier?" I'm like, I'll never figure it out.
That short-term memory loss is real.
Are we going to double that? Are we going to, I feel like we're going to do a mandate to Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
The Sphere, yeah.
Oh my God. Jerry, are we doing this?
$1,000 a ticket, but I'm down.
Is it $1,000 a ticket? Oh my gosh.
He knows AJ.
My buddy Renee.
I know Kevin, so we'll see if we can't work it out. Kevin.
Dude, it looks like, first of all, the Sphere is insane, but they look like they have dialed it in big time. And they all look like they have had personal trainers up the fucking wazoo, and they are looking their best. Their hair is perfect. They are like, their voices are like maxed out. And
speaking of their voices, you know about Bryan, right?
Tell me.
So, is it Luttrell? Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yeah, Luttrell.
Man, you know, he's got a vocal condition.
What?
Dude, he's got a really bad vocal condition that's basically like destroying his vocal cords. But what I love about it the most is that they support him. They put him out front. They let him have his solos, and they just freaking own it. They freaking own it. And they're not even bringing in, some of the performances I've seen, they're not even bringing in like background tracks and then, you know, dipping down his vocals and bringing back up the studio track vocal. I have heard performances where they just freaking own it, you know?
Wow.
And I'm, as an artist is working with so many musicians, like that is such a steal of your identity. His whole value system was built on that voice, right?
Yeah. And
to lose that to Father Time or whatever you want to call it is such a painful experience, but I love the fact that the band just owns it and who cares? Like,
you want to know
that's beautiful, man.
That makes me think of, there's a band called Future Islands.
Let's see.
Do you know who Future Islands is? Future Islands is this like incredible band, and Future Islands had this one performance on Letterman that was like just epic. It's one of the greatest performances.
What kind, is it rock? Is it?
It's soul? It's indie. It's indie. That's the band, Future Islands. If anyone who's ever seen this one performance will know. Anyway, all of a sudden the guy had something go wrong with his voice, and so he couldn't reach a certain note. And so when he gets to that point, he's like, hey, and then he goes, and he does something completely different, and he owns whatever's happening. And it was just the kind of thing that Letterman was like, oh my God. And they had this performance on Letterman, just made the band. It's considered one of the greatest live performances on Letterman of all time. But it's like, yeah, if you can find, I mean, in many ways, this is why I started this podcast, because I think that my painful lessons like alcoholism and all this stuff, and I have found like a purpose in that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think you can find a purpose in your thing that hurts so badly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yours, we were talking about this earlier. Yours was soccer.
It was sport. Yeah. It was so long ago, but you know, I think it still has an existential value for me because my identity was built on a value that I had that other people identified me as, right? Yeah. I mean, even as a director, there's still an identity built inside of all that, but we're still human underneath all that. And you could take all that shit away. 200 years, is anybody going to know your name? You know what I mean? Is anybody going to know my name? I don't know. Does it matter? You know? And I think that our value system and our identity gets built around these things that, for me, was soccer. I thought I was gonna be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Struggled through D1 school at University of Kentucky and tried to play in Japan for a little bit. Anyway, long story short, you know, after losing the sport to 3 knee surgeries and whatnot, it rocks your value system of how you've constructed your presence in this world.
Sure.
You know, and that reinvention is one of the most beautiful things to lean into that I think there is in life. I wouldn't be directing if I didn't have to reinvent at 23 years old, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ever pursued this career. And I think the reinventing, I was thinking earlier about, man, I need to probably reinvent sometime soon because I haven't reinvented, but I'm actually reinventing all the time. I have to reinvent new versions of my artistry to be able to leverage that artistry, you know, because I'm a commercial artist. I'm not an artist out there trying to just make art and disappear. I'm trying to make commerce art. And so that requires constant study of the markets, constant study of, and reinventing of yourself, you know?
Yeah.
How do you as an artist reinvent?
Dude, I'm reinventing myself right now. I do it all the time. And I think in many ways, and to a detriment, there is one thing that is very helpful for an artist is to stick with one thing. I always am moving on. I am most creatively fueled by turning over and finding something new, finding something new.
The new part.
Yeah, the new part. That's what I enjoy the most.
And for me is the holding on to perfection of the product. That is the hard part for me. That I don't know who it was. Please look it up and make somebody sound smarter than we are. But it said art is never finished; it's abandoned. You know, have you ever heard that?
Ooh, that's a good quote.
Will you see who that is? I mean, it was somebody like.
It's so interesting. And then as an artist, you also one thing that takes a long time to develop a real sense of as an artist is when to step away. And I can't tell you how many things I've mangled because I'm like, keep messing with. Dude, when I would take, I had a problem with Adderall, and I swear that was like magnified that problem. Keep poking. Oh, now it's wrecked. Now I'll never.
I took Adderall once, and then about hour 28 of being awake, I was like, I can't do this. And I drank a whole bottle of wine finally and passed out. I couldn't do Adderall. Like I've never done it again.
Dude, that sounds
like a good
time.
Yeah, but when you're editing and your eyes are like cross-eyed, and it was actually torture. I did not like it. It was Da Vinci. Yeah, I knew it was somebody important. I just didn't want to
cross-eyed. That's when it's real good. Oh my God, my mind is so sped up.
Yeah,
I have no thoughts. I just am like.
But when you're editing, you got to keep track. It's like memory. You're keeping track of where all these clips were and are, and you know.
Yeah, I can see that would be. You'd be like, no, I just want to fiddle with one frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I can see that would be an issue. But man, I could lock in on a painting and just be like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
This is my world and nothing else will. The problem with Adderall, though, is I also could be like, other thoughts couldn't get in your head and stay. The same way you can get locked into a creative thing, could also be like, I'm mad at my wife because of this, cannot think of anything else, cannot think of, or, something.
Right.
Oh, geez. That was torture. Torture. Somebody, God. And I'm like, okay, that was finally, it's worn off. I'm so happy now I'll just take some more. So stupid.
Painful lessons.
Dude, you, delightful. Rock on. We don't do long goodbyes. Peace.